There we go. There she is. I am here. This is Reverend Sharon. And good evening. I am speaking to you as you are a healer with some amazing information for yourself. Information I'm sure that you can find anywhere in any planet. You just have to look for it. There it is. This is a magnificent day. It is considered a day of forgiveness. And that means that we must, or rather, we should, focus on being of a forgiving nature. The reason we would do that, of course, is because forgiveness, whole and from the heart, will remove blocks that have kept us from our highest spiritual awareness, keeping us from our highest good. As usual, I open up with the Om and a brief meditation. For those of you who may listen to this later on, this is how the routine gets started. This is what we do. And before I do the Om, I will say a prayer or an invocation, if you will, of blessing upon every single soul, anywhere, everywhere, throughout the known omniverse. I ask with the greatest amount of gratitude for blessings upon every single soul. This is a day of enormous energies. As I mentioned before, it is considered to be a day of forgiveness. Now, before I get into why that is the day of forgiveness, I will complete this invocation. I ask that every single soul, every individual, be surrounded by the light of divine love. We take a deep breath, holding that breath for as long as we can, releasing any surges of energy, releasing any inabilities that we may believe that we have, because we are spiritual, infinite beings having a human experience. And so we breathe, knowing that we are in the light of divine love as a blessing for every soul, every light worker, every star seed, every healer, every reader, anywhere. I call upon the archangels of light. Some of you may have heard this prayer before. It is the invocation of, I call them my Fantastic Four, the big guys, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. And of course, to crown that achievement, we call upon the Shekinah, the most holy goddess. I will say it in, recite it in Aramaic, and just know that the intention of it is to bless every single soul today as we forgive each other, as we forgive ourselves. We are infinite beings having a most extraordinary experience. Bishem Adonai, Mimini Mikael, Misamoli Gabriel, Umili Fanai Uriel, Ume Afarai Raphael, Baal Roshi, Shekinat El, and Michael, Gabriel. These are just uh, the names of the archangels in Aramaic. Shekinat El is that's the Shekinah, and if you go through the Kabbalah or if you're familiar with some of the fundamentalist Christian dogma that's going on right now, you'll know that that is considered to be at least the bride of God, uh, feminine aspect. There's much more involved in that than I'm going to go through this evening, but yes, God has a feminine side. So, hello, Sherry. How are you? Can you can you hear me? I'm about to ring the bell. I have alerted the usual suspects, but let's see. I know everybody's a little busy. The energy that's coming through
Oh,
today is yes. You feel it, eh?
yes. I'm having physical symptoms.
Mm. Okay. Well, we hold you in the light. I'm not going to say exactly when, but coming down the pike is going to be a healing only program. Uh, Wednesday is for healers as well as everybody else, but I'm working on getting people together who would like to assist in building a healing grid. That's one of the grids that's going to be coming up, where we just hold uh, the names of individuals and so on and so forth, situations in the light. You don't have to be a Reiki person. Qigong is good. Uh, Holding in the light is the most important part. And so, the one of the reasons why the energy today is so powerful is because uh, we are still catapulting into the Lion's Gate energy. The 31st, which was a day that I went on, is a day that I explained to on the air that people who are Wiccans or who follow Celtic traditions know that the 31st of July is considered a particularly special day. There's a particular uh, portal that opens up on that day and then wanes on the following day, which was yesterday, the 1st of August. And that energy that came through on that portal, it's what it's doing is it's radiating towards uh, August 8th. There's so many portals and dimensions that are open now. It's like a flea market. For want of a better term, it's like a flea market. And so you're going to feel it. I went out into the marketplace today, but ordinarily with this type of energy surge, I would have avoided going out into it because if you observe people, you see that a lot of people aren't aware of why they're even outdoors. It's that type of energy. And so it's amazing. What is good about it is that if you're familiar with what crystals to wear and what to do and how to clear yourself, etc., you can walk through and virtually not be seen. Even there's a way to do that. Teaching you guys how to not be seen is down the pike. You are not gonna get that one this season, but it's quite easy to do. It's done by many, and it's your intention. You can pull a veil of invisibility around yourself. Depending on your intention, you can maintain that. But let me just. I don't know about you. I love the sound of this. I'm going to play more of it at the end, but sometimes I do this Oh, most of the times lately, I've been doing this before going to sleep. It has an effect, well, at least on me. Uh, I think because my frequencies are really open lately, and so leave that alone, Sharon. Stop playing with the toys. Um, so I my today's program is about building a grid, a crystal grid around yourself. I oh, just got the chills. Okay. What did I say? I didn't say anything. Alrighty. Building a crystal grid around yourself. You can do that in the astral as well as in the physical. Um, there are full ascension grids, which you and I were discussing this not too long ago, Sherry, about the
Mhm.
Sephiroth. And what you would do is you would place uh, pieces of selenite around you in the formation of the tree of life or the Sephiroth. Okay, those who will watch this and who are not familiar with that, it's well, I can't say that it's from Kabbalah because Kabbalah is using ancient wisdom and knowledge from the Book of Formations, which is the book supposedly given to Abraham by Melchizedek, uh, ascended master Melchizedek. There is an intergalactic order of Melchizedeks that it's like a well, I think there is a female Melchizedek, but yeah, it's sort of an order. They're not earthbound. They don't really come to Earth. They're sort of like part of the ascended masters who watch over the planet, and they travel. They're not solely responsible for this uh, area. The other matrices that they visit, but the one that visited at the time of Abraham gave him a book from which a great much of the Zohar was taken from, and from that we get reports about the Talmud and the Torah, and then we get down to the Christian Bible, etc., etc. Everything sort of like trickles down. Okay, so on your chest, you would put stones in the formation of the tree of life or the Sephiroth, as it's called. In Kabbalah, because I know of Wiccans, I've been associated with people who practice Wicca. I know that you don't have to use the names that are designated from the Kabbalah, but the left side is considered the feminine, and the right side is considered the masculine. Depending on what it is that you're trying to do, you would place the crystals or the gemstones accordingly. If you're doing it for a full balance thing, then you would put a variety of stones. For instance, carnelian is for the sacral chakra. Citrine is for the solar plexus. You can substitute quartz for right now. My mind. Let's see. Mm-mm. Okay, if you've got pink quartz, if you have the pink salt quartz, you can do that. That's to help open up the heart chakras. Um, and if you like, you can just put quartz. Quartz is usually supplemented for just about any other stone. It's the most active and the most verbal stones, but there are some that, especially for healing, that speak right up. Let me qualify that. They have the ability to speak telepathically. Okay, So if you come across somebody that says, uh, the stones talk to me, or I heard da da da, they're picking up telepathic messages coming from the stones. Yes, gemstones, quartzes, and crystals have the ability to communicate telepathically. So does the everyday dog and cat. This is what I tell the people who tell me, "Oh, my dog speaks another, it speaks German." And I'm like, "No, it speaks love. You interpret it as whatever it is you want, but it's the animal is seeking out the love in you and going by the telepathic messages it's getting from you." When I went to Paris a couple of months ago, there was the cutest little kitten in the doorway at one of the places that I passed. And so all I did was send it some telepathic love. And you could hear people saying, "Oh, the cat speaks only French." And I'm like, "Right." That cat started coming up to me because they don't speak humanese. They don't, you could, I don't care what it is, what language, and I don't care what kind of dog you have. They don't speak humanese. They speak love. Period. Okay. So back to the ascension grid, which again, it is that the I should have had. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to either send out pictures of it, of the tree of life or the Sephiroth, or just you guys can go to the website or find a good book. Uh, I use Dictionary of Angels. It's in there. Um, Stones of the New Consciousness is the book of reference that I'm using right now. But what you want to do is place the stones or the quartz in the same position that you would see the little circles at in the tree of life or the Sephiroth. There are circles above the head. The head or the crown chakra is called the Keter, Keter in Kabbalah. Uh, and then there's the Bina and the. See, not everybody is going to be into using those names, which are Aramaic, but that's okay. So what you're doing is you're placing the stones uh, where your crown would be. You're lying on the ground, and then on the right shoulder and on the left shoulder at the hands. Okay, because your hands are going to be down to your sides, and then again at the feet. Now this is regardless of what the diagram says shows you. You're going to, if you look this up, you're going to see all sorts of lines going to these major circles, and all it is a trajectory of the human body. Okay, had to search from a word there. And what you can do is you can place selenite, selenite, with the points leading away from you. If you have a particular crystal or gemstone that you're working with, and you know that, say for instance, you feel like you've had an intrusion in your auric field, smoky quartz, God bless smoky quartz, with the point away from you, put it in the same formations around you so that you'll be receiving the points outward so you can receive. All right. And so you can also send out whatever energy that you feel is overwhelming you. You put the smoky quartz, a nice piece of smoky quartz on the top of your chest, and you can surround that with hematite, which is grounding. You want to use the same formation. Um, if you know that you need to open up all of your heart chakras, of which we have more than one. We have a chakra for the a heart chakra for the light body. Okay, let me start that over. Let me rephrase this. We have the spiritual body, the physical body, the astral body, the light body, and then I. the interdimensional body, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that one, guys, because I'm trying to get my trying to get my words, my verbs straight over here. Uh, Sometimes I do this with a combination of notes and channeling, and sometimes it's all channeling, and sometimes it's all notes. So please bear with me. If you hear some paper ruffling in the background, that's me looking for something I wrote down yesterday and suddenly can't remember. So bear with me. Okay. So we're looking for healing, or rather ascension. It's both the same thing to me. But if you're having challenges with your heart chakras, having all of them open, your physical chakra for your heart can be open, and your spiritual and light body chakra can be closed. There is a, a direct connection from the astral heart chakra up to the crown chakra in the Merkaba. That's the one that you really want to focus on connecting all of them with. And people do shut down their heart chakra. Sometimes they shut down just the spiritual one, and you'll see you see the people who are talking about they're agnostic or they're atheists or uh, just they can't deal with it. And whoops, okay. Hopefully you can't hear that. That's my phone is going off in the background. Okay, and I should have shut it down. Okay, sorry about that. I completely forgot it was there. Um, Talking about the chakras that are directly connected to the crown chakra. That's the astral, which each body depends upon the other one. It is a blend of energy frequencies. And so, what we do when we become negative or anti anything, or if we continue to practice unforgiveness, we close down certain heart chakras. Okay, we close down the compassion within ourselves, and nothing can get through and nothing can get out. We have blocked our abilities, our gifts, and any compassion that's being directed toward us, we can't feel it. So if we have the opinion, oh, people, da, 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 yeah, that's what you're going to meet. That's who you're going to engage, is people that think just like that, because they're responding to your cord, which is sending out this energy of, eh. And so to offset that, to try and open up your heart chakras, pink quartz crystals. Don't put them in the water, please. They dissolve just like salt. If you take and put a pile of salt somewhere and then drop water on it, you'll see how it dissolves. That's the way the selenite and the pink quartz crystals dissolve, like that. Tibetan pink salt is also good for your pressure. If you use it in your food, very light with it, but it's health wise, it's excellent for you. And you don't need that much of it. Okay, back to the grid. Alrighty. So I'm going to suggest a few crystals that you can use if you're having some really challenging problems with negative energy. Obsidian and tourmaline, and they can be placed in the same vicinity. In other words, they can touch each other. Some crystals and gemstones should not touch each other because it causes a conflict in the energy. The certain things you want to blend, just bring everything in a nice wave of harmony. However, the obsidian and the tourmaline, which they are like warriors when it comes to deflecting negative energy. You want to have them in your grid. If you feel like you're under the gun at work or at home, you can place those in the grid that you're making around you, next to the selenite, and keep the pink quartz crystals on your chest, right on top of your heart. The invocation that you would say when you do this. Oh, before I get to that, if you want to, in this grid, if you want to increase your abilities for intuitiveness, amethyst and lapis lazuli. Okay, lapis lazuli next to selenite on the heart chakras. Um, Amethyst on the third, what is known as the third eye. If you can get pieces of the lapis, small pieces of the lapis and the amethyst together up on top of the crown chakra, and you want to put a piece of the lapis on the throat chakra at your head, nice piece if you can find it of the selenite, and then continue with just selenite all the way around in the grid. Um, that will assist you in opening. Whoops, I'm about to lose my microphone here. That will assist you in opening up certain or opening up your gifts while giving you the protection of the stones. Keeping in mind, as I always say, whenever you're going to do any spiritual work, always ask for uh, protection and guidance. We know that everybody comes in. I think most people, at least that I work with, know that we come in with guardian angels. I know the name of mine. I did a meditation a few years back and asked for his name. And you can simply ask. I didn't know if it's male or female. It doesn't matter. They're really not into gender. But his name is Arafel, and I discovered the meaning of his name in one of my favorite books, A Dictionary of Angels by Gustav Davidson. And I was like, you know, wow, I've got this angel's name. This means it's real. This was like back in the 90s when I was uh, going in and out of certain situations. And I was like, oh, I need to know the names of my angels. I need help, blah, blah, blah. And I started back doing meditation and happened to follow uh, this meditation, met the angel. And I'm like, okay, I was more cynical then than I am now. All right, who is this and why do I have this? Happened to go into one of the stores on a shopping trip with a friend and saw this book, Dictionary of the Angels. And I said, you know what? If my angel's name is in here, I'm going to buy this book. Opened it up. There it was. I'm like, oh, do I need shut the front door? Oh my God. So it was, and the definition of his name is the neck of God. So if you go online, I prefer looking for angels' names in my books. I've got about 3 or 4 books on angels' names, and in case nobody's noticed, that's one of my things. They come to me and talk, and I usually whine a lot. But yeah, go and you can look up that name. That's why I'm sharing that name with you so that you can go and see it and see that it's the real deal. I'm not, I don't say anything on the air that I don't support. This is why I tell people, do your research. My mouth is not a prayer book. Look for anything that you think that I'm saying that's incorrect. Honey, look it up. And my email address, if you go to the search engine for Reverend Sharon or you're a healer, you will find my email address. I also have a website. We all are healers. That's one of my websites. I'm working on the other two. Okay. Bottom line, you call upon the angels. See, you see how far I got away from the grid. You call upon the angels for protection when you're using the grid. Call upon the omnipresent divine source. Call upon your spirit guides, the ascended masters, whoever you're familiar with when you protect yourself, surround yourself in the light. Lie down if you can, take lying down on the floor and put the grid around you. You should have in the background at least three tapers. Uh, if not three, then one. It depends on, I'm giving you specs of rituals that I create for myself. When I say rituals, I usually follow spirit because I have that connection I feel with spirit. I know what to burn, what to pour, whatever, for whatever vibration frequency I'm looking for. Whatever is comfortable for you. One taper is good. I use novenas. I use the tea lights. And the light is important. The light represents, well, it's fire. It's one of the elements. Have a glass of water, another element, water. Have plants around. We've got earth. Okay. These are the elements. And I'm not telling you to do anything that is outside of the polarity of sanity. Because if you are among the group that has used the flicker of a candle flame to start your meditation, you know the significance of that. Okay, if you're of the group that knows that it's necessary to have, well, not necessary, but for you it's a good thing to have the elements around, the water, the fire, the earth, then do that. I'm not trying to sell you on how I practice or observe my rituals. I'm trying to direct you to how to use what will help keep your frequencies of energy clear, because especially during this time period, the energies that are coming through the portals, through the dimensions, they're real. Ascension is real. The shift is real. Okay? I have two people that have been hounding me with, they've got the exact date of what's supposed to happen on this planet this year. I'm not going to mention the date. I'm not going to say what it is because I know that what they're feeling and interpreting on a lower vibration is the fact that everything is shifting. We must shift. It is a part of the matrix that we have been created into. It is a part of the omniverse. Nothing is going to just sit or stand there because we're here. And people who are so attached to the three dimension, I love you also. And you don't want to be able to accept that you can move things around or you can change your own life story. That's up to you. I'm not trying to put anybody down, but for clearing through the energies that are coming through, Sherry, you said you felt the shift of it. It's real. We are
Yeah, well, I'm
electrical
also
frequencies. Huh?
you're because I've been doing a DNA activation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's over. It was a pyramid of light over in the Middle East, and they
Okay.
do like they go through just exactly what you just said. That 12, call it, the tree of life, arrows and they go each one, bam, 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 by each one. Very
Right.
powerful.
Right. It is.
Mentioned Jacob's ladder
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Bible. Can you tell me the where that comes in? What that, because I remember singing a song, or there's a song in church. Ladder.
Oh,
What is the reference with that?
Jacob's ladder? Okay. I am not I'm gonna have to do my homework on Jacob's ladder. I know that it is mm, it's filled with symbolism as far as the different things. I know that inside that symbolism there is the place where we discussed before, the tree of life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said Middle East. We're
Yes.
all we're we're all we're all connected. We're
Yeah.
definitely all connected. If you look through the Zohar, you're going to see it's just different names. You look through the book I was talking about earlier, the Dictionary of Angels, different names, but there's variations. Um, I have a few other books like the book of 6 and 7, the book of Moses, which also has this is supposed to be something that Moses did. A lot of people don't realize that Moses is not considered Jewish. They call him the Egyptian in Hebrew. They don't really consider because he was trained in magic by the Egyptian priests, and so everything he did with a touch of just a slight touch of that information and knowledge that he picked up from the mystery schools there. Um, as far as Jacob's ladder is concerned, I'm going to have to do a little research on that. I haven't seen anything in the books I have on crystals and the information I have on gemstones and crystals pertaining to him, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because it's definitely what you would call a metaphysical or a mystery. Okay.
Yeah, that it was referencing like you said, ascended chakra, however it is, the system of going up, and it was, you know, ascending. So the fact that they referenced that, that's okay. I can look it up, but I just saw it. I don't know, somewhere in your like studies or something, that maybe you knew that. I just interesting though, because like I said, there always are these references to 12 portals, the
Well,
chakra. I mean,
there's the 12 tribes.
things.
There's the 12 tribes, that we all know about that. The on the tree of life, we know that there are the 12 portals. And by the way, the when you put the crystals, the stones around you, you want to, as you reminded me, you want to make sure you have 12 different compartments of the crystals or the gemstones, because those are portals. Where your where your shoulders are, they're portals. Hands, we've got portals, over 250 of them in our physical body. Um, what we do, we call them chakras. We call them all sorts of things. The acupuncturists call them meridians, and it you know. But those are the major portals where energy is flowing back and forth, and where we can affect the energy on a scale where it can be seen. We can use those energies to manifest. Don't forget to put the crystals also on top of, not on your genitalia, but in between the navel and the root chakra. That is a whoa, that's a major construct. Um, okay, so this is for, oops, and I'm dropping my pencils. So this particular grid is for assisting with ascension. I'm going to give you the names of the stones. I do wear glasses. I'm so vain sometimes that I'm putting it out in the air. Yes, I wear glasses. and you'll never see me in them because I'm so vain. Isn't it a song? I'm terrible. I am terrible. I'm kidding about that because I know that you're wearing glasses, Sherry. I'm teasing. Okay, no teasing on the air. Okay.
So then,
No, 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 no. These babies are so. I use them to the point. One of the things is broken, not the lens, but the on the frame, and still, I don't care. I put them on anyway. Okay. Um, white azellulite, golden azellulite crystals, pink azellulite, Himalaya gold azellulite, um, Sanda rosa azellulite, Satyaloka azellulite, selenite wands, Nirvana quartz, petalite, creedlite, cinnabar, and cinnabar is from scripture, cinnabar quartz, crimson cuprite. Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Cuprite, white danburite, agni gold danburite, mystic merlinite.
hold on.
Whoa. Everything okay?
Yeah. No, I had to take a call. He calls me from Skype, so
Oh, oh,
because normally, like I'm looking at you on webcam, and then I usually do Skype.
oh,
So
okay,
and I had to step out, but yeah, no problem. I
okay.
wanted to ask you: are these the certain ones that go in the formation?
These are the ones that go into formation for the ascension alone. Okay, so mystic merlinite, Tibetan black quartz, circle stone, phenacrite. Oh, phenacrite, phenacite. Oops, glasses.
Is it
Okay,
phenacite?
phenacite, Moldavite, Maldu quartz, prophecy stone, fulgurite, Spanish aragonite, Satya Mani quartz. Okay, so these are placed in formation around you while you're lying down. You want to always have the selenite wands or whatever whatever you want to call them, sticks or whatever, pointing away from you. And let's see, at least five for each portal, selenites, with the shoulder. Above the crown, you want to have, oh, seven of the selenite above the crown. And at the feet, you want to have, well, that's more than seven. That's eight at the feet. And at the feet, you should put the black stones, the dark stones. Um, on the side and closer to the head, you're going to alternate with the different colors. You want to try and have like a pastel or rainbow effect. At the crown, you're going to combine all of those with the mystic merlinite at the top, but you want to combine all of those in a pattern at the top of the head. And this is where you do your meditation. And it's to assist in the ascension process, assisting in opening up and to verifying and clearing uh, those passages that need to be opened. And so that's the list of the stones there. There is also the Merkaba grid. And the stones that go on the Merkaba grid is Merkabite, calcite, selenite wands, mystic merlinite, white azulite, cryolite, petalite, uh, what, no, phenacite again, Spanish aragonite, datolite, Tibetan tektite, darwinite, moldavite, Libyan gold, tektite, Santa Rosa, azulite, and natrolite, and circle stone. Now, for the Merkaba grid, what you're going to do is you're going to form a six-pointed star around your body. And across your body, the selenite stones should be in circumference right across the chest and just below the knees. So in other words, you're forming a grid that your body is a part. Your body is a part of the grid. In other words, and so this is to assist in opening up the Merkaba. There are people, I haven't done it through the Merkaba, not consciously, but I'm sure that I have on whatever. But there are people who use it to travel through time and space. You can maneuver or manipulate uh, time and space once you get your Merkaba under control. That's the point, getting it under control. Okay, that takes a moment. All right, and it's beneficial once you get it there. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't use my Merkaba. It's just that I don't travel as much as some people. I travel a lot, but not as much as some people do with that. Um, Again, when you're putting these things into motion, you want to, you definitely want to say an invocation or an affirmation requesting assistance before you go in. Um, Always, not just in spiritual work, you should always, when you get up in the morning, an affirmation, uh, gratitude, whatever you want to call it, and when you're doing things throughout the day, because only because of the vibration of the energy that you're exercising when you do this. I'm not saying to call upon any deity that you don't want to call upon. You're not required to. What I am saying is that, bottom line, the frequency of the energy that you want to pull in has got to be as high a level of vibration as possible. You, simply because you don't want to see it at a lower level vibration. Trust me, you do not. So you want to project as high a level of vibration as possible. Um, there is a healing grid. Okay. Now the healing grid is going to take a little more work, and that is something that, mm, I don't know. I may need to do another broadcast for that one, is that is really involved. But what I can do is include that in the spiritual grid that you can also do, which I suggest that people do in order to uh, assist whatever crystal or gemstone grids you put around yourself. You can make a spiritual grid around yourself. Now, this would be one, and there's more than one way to do this. Um, you put yourself into meditation, holding a quartz crystal in the palm of your hands, focusing your energy on the quartz, okay? Allowing yourself to see the energy that the quartz itself is emanating. And as you're reflecting upon that energy, that emanation of light, sort of visualize uh, points of light around you, sort of an extended Merkaba, if you will. Um, the Merkaba is 12 points. It's above your hand, above your crown chakra. You can expand that to engage your entire body. And one of the ways to do that is in holding the crystal in the palms and connecting with the crown and then with the Merkaba. Simply speak the word in your mind. This is all from the inside, that you are expanding the Merkaba around you. Each point, again with the 12, each point, and the 2 points down to the feet, points by the shoulder, points in the back, points in the front, points by the head. You're just going to basically envision yourself inside of it and then see it stretching out around you. This is a spiritual light grid that one can use. Pardon me. I'm on a fast. I'll end it tomorrow, and right now my stomach is like uh, giving me extra information. um, you want to continue to visualize the quartz that's in your hand on the palm. You don't have to close your hands around it, but once you speak to it telepathically, as I said before, quartz crystals, gemstone, they're telepathic in their communication. Let it know what you're trying to do. You're trying to expand this grid around your entire being. Envision that grid as a golden energy source. This is your force field. This is what the Merkaba is. We come here with a force field intact, and we activate it every time we meditate. And the more we meditate, the more powerful it becomes, and the easier it becomes to control. There are people who do use it to travel time and space and whatever. Good for them. Good show. Um, You notice I'm not talking about mine. Bottom line, when you do that, you don't want to focus on any particular energy or entity. You don't have to call on this one, that one, or the other, because you are surrounded with, as long as you're doing your homework, you're surrounded with that positive energy. If you don't do your homework, which is keeping your thoughts positive and keeping uh, up with the work, and the work is remembering to meditate. And if spirit brings to you, you need to go sit down and light a candle and just stay focused. Go and do that. That's part of your work. Yes, when you're in the streets, if somebody is hungry and you give them something to eat, that's part of the work too. But remember, you got to work on yourself as well. If spirit says, okay, read this book or that book or watch that movie or this movie, as long as it's on a positive mainframe, the more positive it is, because everything goes into our consciousness. The airwaves, the frequency of the airwaves, which is why I've been told to persist in doing this, whether or not anybody is on with me, is that we absorb, we are receivers. So as you are receiving this energy from your Merkaba, you see it in a golden light around you. You can, if you want to, at that point, ask questions. Don't ask for a particular person. Ask questions. And then when you finished with the questions that you've asked, you close it up by blessing yourself. A lot of people don't do that either. Bless yourself. Forgive yourself. Extend your blessings and forgiveness to people who you would never consider to do that with. Just do that. Helps clear up the energies. We're talking about the frequencies of the vibrations right now. And then you can leave the Merkaba up around you, really. I would suggest doing it before you're traveling anywhere. There's a specific prayer in the Zohar that you do in, and you recite the names of God when you do it before you go on long journeys or travel away from your house. Bottom line is, this is not superstition. This is logical. You're made from a frequency of energy that you have to be able to reconnect with continually. It's like turning on a light switch. If you unplug the lamp, the light goes out. Keep the lamp plugged in, and as long as the switch is on, you got brilliance. Okay? Turn the switch off, you got no brilliance. Okay? So, this is about keeping the brilliance going, to pull in more and more brilliance, to make your ascension easier than it has been. People that claim that they have symptoms and trouble and this and that, it's because their body is not used to traveling from one dimension to another. And they've been so programmed to not even believe in what it is that's going on, that this, you know, to be fearful, to be frightened of it, that makes the symptoms worse. Gives you more headaches because your DNA is changing. We're going from carbon-based to crystalline. We have to. The planet's going from carbon-based to crystalline. And those who don't want to go from carbon-based to crystalline, well, I don't know what's going to happen with them, but definitely it's going to be unusual, I'm sure. Sherry, you got a question, or am I talking you to sleep?
No, I'm taking notes here. No, I mean it's just listen. I'm just taking in what you're saying.
Okay. No questions.
No, so far no, because I was just pulling out some of the grids that have been given in that, and it's all mirroring exactly what you're saying. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just going. I know a lot of those The ascension stones, though, the higher vibrational ones, are the ones that are rare and expensive.
Yeah, they are. But
Because I know that
you can substitute quartz. You can substitute the quartz crystals for them. This is what I was
it's
saying.
programmable, right?
You can
You can
substitute.
program those.
Yeah, just program them and tell them what you need them to do, and you can substitute for them. Because when I teach Reiki, there are certain stones that are required for the student to have, depending on the level that they're going through, they're going to be in Reiki. Uh, and for the chakras, there's stone specific, like I mentioned, the carnelian, which I have an ample supply of, and the citrine. The carnelian is for the sacral, which is just around where the navel is, and the citrine is for the solar plexus. Citrine is part quartz. Um, Offhand, I can't remember the rest of them. Uh, Herkimer diamonds are used when you go through the third level. However, you can supplement it with a quartz. You
Mm-hmm.
simply program it so that it works with you. And so, um, whatever you cannot get of those stones, just supplement, just put in the quartz crystals, pro, uh, program them and put them in, and don't worry about it, because any stone that you come across, when we have to go to Gemstone Factory. You got to see this place. Any stone that you come upon that you get the urge to pick it up, this is a stone that's calling to you. These stones are not just new on the planet. They've been formulated through the process of the planet, and when they call upon you, they know that they have work to do with you. They've probably done work with you before, and so they're ready for you at that point to pick them up and take them home and work with them until the job is done. This is important.
Well, I'm still looking for Andara crystals, and I went to a place here, Miami. She's got like a ton of stuff. I found a really nice Lemurian sea crystal. It was a pointer, like a
Oh.
tower.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got that one. She said, honestly, if I had some of those, she said I would have grabbed them myself. Um, the only one that a couple people told me to get Andara crystals.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I hate to go through Etsy sometimes and some of the online, because you don't, to me, the thing I have to feel it right away. It's the
Yes,
vibration. Oh, whether
exactly.
it talks to me or it doesn't, I
Exactly.
put it back, so I'll have to go. And I was just wondering, maybe I could call that place you're talking about, see if they carry them
Um,
down here.
you can call them, but don't let them know that you're not a retailer. If you want to, you can use my business name, which is Institute of Energy Healing, when you call, and because they're wholesalers and they're really very particular about.
Talk to.
Yeah, so that's why I said we can, make that a day or something, and I'm sure that they probably have it. They've got stuff in there that they don't know what they have. Oops. Sorry, Elaine. They got a lot of stuff in there. And they're good people. Yeah, I like doing business with them. But
Well,
they're
my
strictly
option
wholesale.
was the Ye Old Rock Shop in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Gemologists and people that collect, and they go to all these different shows and all that, and they have a meeting once a month. And I was thinking about going up there and asking anybody, because they do they travel around the country, world, whatever, and they collect all these, and then every once in a while they have shows, and they trade with each other and all that. So I was thinking about just maybe going to one of their meetings and asking anybody if they know
Or
where
you
they.
could, or you could call them. If you can't get to the meeting, you could call them and see what they would say. It Moldavite I find to be a most unusual stone. A lot of people like that stone, but I understand it's from a piece of volcanic rock. And okay, this is where the unusual Sharon comes through. It's my understanding that the meteorites, most of them that hit the surface, are not just rocks. They're parts of okay. There's a battle supposedly going on out in space. Sherry, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the higher levels, ascended masters and the archangels and whoever is doing the battle, when they uh go into battle, uh the weapons that they use and how can I explain this? If the weapons that they use, they create and they create uh these pieces of rock that we call meteorites. Also, when they are diminished in battle, they become sources of minerals. And so when they hit the planet, we also call those meteorites. So with the Moldavite, I've been curious and I don't have anybody to verify it with, but I'm thinking the Moldavite is one of those pieces of meteorite that is an excess from one of those battles. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said yes, but to find somebody that would commit to that, the one person I know that would commit to that lives in California and he doesn't like to talk about what he knows about the intergalactic war. So I'm not even talking about Dr. Ayala, who I've been trying to get a hold of to come back on for at least a moment, even though he is in Dubai. Um, but yeah, there's stuff going on. There's stuff going, and so the and Moldavite is very expensive. But if you pick up a piece of it, the vibration of the energy is very overpowering. I don't know if you've held a piece of Moldavite in your hand.
Yes, I have just a chip that has been soaking in oil.
Mm,
I've used the oil on meditation, and yeah, it's very. I've had it in a class. I've had it. It's some people can't even. But there's another stone. I want to say it's in the Czech Republic. I had it
mm.
written down. I was doing some research on that, and I thought, oh well, it's from that area. I can't think what it is now because I had it written down. But anyways, I was doing some research, and they said that that one as well there is because I guess they're meteor, like southern Germany or something. Maybe they share a border. They're close, and that fragments of that is what a lot of the higher, or my understanding, a lot of the higher vibrational stones that they're working with is not Earth.
No, no.
I think
There's
that's the purpose is those higher ones for ascension, like you said, the upper ones like that are not from here. That's why they're connecting.
right. They're
I
not
was
from the
always
planet.
under the impression that, yeah, the ones that we use the ground that are from here are from the ground, but the ones that are for the for the ascension and the higher chakras are not from here. Standing.
No, no. I know, I know. But again, you can use the quartz crystal. Just program it. Let it know what its purpose is, and it will take it from there. But you're right. Though I did purchase the only stone I ever purchased online. I got it from Shaman in Canada. It's
Mm-hmm.
the Mookie ball, or it's called the Shaman stone, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
fossilized stone. The center is supposed to be solid hematite, and I think we just I talked about this before. Um, these little guys are very active. They will disappear on you in a minute. They will go outside on their own if they feel they need to be in contact with the earth or get sunshine or whatever it is they need. They will pop out. I've had a set of two just pop out of my bed, and I'm like, "Where? Okay, where are you?" And I'm tiddling around in the yard, and I'm like, "Okay, I didn't bring you out here. How did you get out here?" And it was, they just do that. And I've given away some of them. One time I had, I think, 11, and now I believe I have maybe 7 left. But the lead stone is male, and he's the largest one. I think it's male, maybe female. I haven't asked. You can ask. With those stones, they come in male and female, and you can tell by the smoothness and the coloring of them. But I've had a couple of friends that are readers and healers that I said, okay, pick one, because I have a display cabinet with stones, and they pick them, take them home, care for them, put them in their bed, and wake up, and the damn thing is outside in the yard. And so I'm like, oh, sorry, it didn't mean to curse. They're not damn, they're good. They're good. But bottom line is that they're alive. That's all. That's what this entire monologue of mine is. They're alive. Trust your feelings and your emotions with them, because it is real. They are alive. There is more to this dimension than you realize. And the other dimensions are not bad. This is why you're going through, and we're all going through a process of ascending so that we're able to maneuver in the other dimensions. And we don't have to forsake 3D if we don't want to. But bottom line, this is an awakening of many dimensions or portals. You got to be safe. Like Dr. Ayala says, um, I shouldn't run for the first spaceship that I see. So I've kept that in mind. I won't do that. They'll have to come with their credentials. But okay,
No, I looked it up. The one I was talking, I don't know why I didn't think it is Moldavite. It's
okay,
from the Czech Republic, but they said it's the only extraterrestrial gemstone that they know of.
yeah.
But the exact origin, there's a lot of controversy around that. Where
Someone had given me, one of my students had given me a bottle of Moldavite oil, which was very, very, the fragrance was almost intoxicating. The energy from it
Mhm.
was like, and so I got to the point where before I would go into Reiki, well, I oil myself before I do energy shifting work anyway, but I would use that on my pituitary gland and upon my heart chakra and in the palms of my hands when I'm working with assisting in shifting certain energies. And it was just incredible. It was like, wow, lots of phenomena going on with that. And so it is an expensive oil. Uh, but like you say, you got a little piece, you put it in mineral oil or whatever fragrance oil you want to. I would suggest sandalwood if you can get
Yeah,
sandal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got
So
that one
so
too.
yeah, you're on the money there. You're on the right page. Okay, so it is almost 9 o'clock. Gee, how time flies when you're having fun. I am going to do the this is for me, you know, when I get the message, okay, you're going to do a broadcast on such and such and such, and I'll be like, but nobody wants to hear about that, and it's like, did we ask you? wanted to hear about. I have fun
I
communicating
just
with
have a
my
before
peeps.
you go. I just have a quick question about the energies.
Okay.
Um, like my daughter, she was a shopaholic. I mean, loved to go. That was her date. Her and her girlfriends would go, blah blah. And she's, I'm convinced she's a sensitive. She's an empath. She, picks up everything. But she does everything online. And she just told me yesterday. She says, and out like that or whatever. Is this part of the energy? Because it's a complete shift in her personality. And she said, because I know she went to some thing the other day and she's like, can you sage me? I just was around a lot of like, so I know that a lot of people like now, a lot of things are coming forward. They said as part of that purging, it's
Yeah.
all old, everything's coming up. So like, things will come out of like people's mouths that you wouldn't expect, or things like that, because it's all surfacing. Is that why a lot of people now choose to stay home? They're not out in the general public.
You're talking to one of them. And
Yeah, I know.
sometimes, yeah,
A lot of
sometimes
people do.
staying
I'll
home.
admit,
Yeah, sometimes staying
it works a
home
lot.
is not enough. You've got to, just a minute ago, I smelled the fragrance of incense. And this is probably the very first program I have done in a long time where I don't have anything burning. I don't even have a candle on because I went out earlier and I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that. And so uh, I'm out of flame. And so I couldn't light anything up. And so this incense scent just came through. So, but that simply to remind me that it's okay, whatever. But even being at home, I know some people that have taken to their bed behind this energy that's going on right now. It's not that really that they're sick, but uh, the vibration of the frequency that's coming in, they need to download certain information to help keep them alert. And the vibration of the frequency of the energy that is coming in on them is too much for them at that particular point in time. From what I have encountered, it is very difficult to receive an upload or a download at the same time that you are being inundated by different energies. So lying down even or just finding a meditative corner or spot, and if you can surround yourself in the light, because shields up, because the energies are not going to stop. It's going to intensify. It's going to it's going to be like a rollerball. Uh,
Which
it
is,
will.
yeah, and also too,
Yeah.
which is why I heard a lot of people are fighting that. They said if you feel sleepy, done in the sleep. If you feel sleepy, go to sleep, because they said that's when they're doing. Sometimes
That's
that's
when
when
the
they're doing
download.
the work.
Right. That's when the download is coming through. So if you're an empath, and we all have empathic abilities, but some people are open already. And we've got kids coming in open on that level. And so if you're an empath and you're feeling the surges of energy from outside, and then you're being downloaded, and your body is like, okay, let's take her to the room, take her to the upper room. I've had them say that to me. She needs to lie down because it's kind of like a conflict of the energies. It's almost like a battle going on through your sensitivities and the energies around you and the downloading that you're receiving. So the best thing to do is to lie down. That's one of the things that they also taught us in the John of God Casa uh, in Brazil. Once you receive a spiritual surgery or psychic surgery, you are sequestered into your room for at least 24 hours. You cannot have contact with any single soul. You cannot be on the phone, on the computer, nothing. They bring you the food. They bring your food to your room. You get a like in the hospital, you get one of those menu choice things, or what's your favorite foods. So they bring them to you, and they feed you for uh, 3 or 4 meals until you can come out of quarantine. But you're supposed to be sleeping so that the entities can finish the work that's been started and the downloading that's been started. And one of the main concerns there was that people would go into the room. You feel charged, and then you feel sleepy, and then you feel charged, and then you want to. If you're used to being on the phone and whatever, me, I had homework that I needed to do, and it was like they said, Sharon, please don't get on that computer. Go and lie down, please, would you? And so it's they're downloading that information into you. Your body's adjusting, receiving these frequencies. Um, the vibration of the frequencies are like, wow. It's like it's almost like you're receiving an electrical shock. Okay,
Hmm.
not as potent, but it kind of like jolts you a little bit. And so to just, and I'm one of those people, I hate lying down. It's just, I hate lying down. But when the sleep comes on you, you got to go. And I have noticed that I will fall asleep at the computer in the middle of doing homework. I have, because they're ready to download something, and I won't get my butt into the
Hmm.
bed. So it's like, well, we make a fall asleep here, no problem. And I'm
Funny.
like, oh my God, I fell asleep. But yeah, the energies, the frequencies of the energies. Your daughter being an empath is going to feel more and more comfortable indoors doing her shopping if that's her thing. Uh, because like yeah, you made the correct diagnosis on that. The energies, and I noticed it today, even when I went out. A lot of people don't even know why they're out, but they can't put their finger on it, and they carry that confusion with them out into public. So, you know, the
Yeah, the
necessity.
only thing is I'm the same way about the crowds and all that, but I have been told more.
I didn't catch the last
Oh,
thing you said.
I have been told to be out in nature. So, like I said, part of the grid work, and this is supposed to be like I heard there's another like gateway or something that's supposed to be August 3rd to 5th. That's coming up tomorrow. And
The gateways. Okay, the Lions Gate.
yeah,
Uh,
the 881.
yeah, the Lions Gate. It will be on, when is that? Next Tuesday. It's on the 8th. 8/8. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Full moon on the
numerically,
7th.
right. Okay. Leading up to the Lions Gate, we have already had the first. It's like a door that's opening, and to a lit room, and you see that there's a light in there, and the light is streaming out through the cracks of the door as it's opening. This is the surges of energy that's coming as the event of the gate opens. Okay, so what we're feeling, what you felt today, I felt it, I knew it. If I didn't have things to do, I'd be in my bed right now, because you feel those energies.
Yeah, I
My
did
su-
go.
yeah, my suggestion is, and I'm going to do this myself when I retire, is take a sea salt shower. Oh, I didn't buy sea
I
salt today. Oh, rats. Oh, I got some in there somewhere, I'm sure. But and when I say sea salt shower, you get a vessel, you make a solution of I like kosher sea salt, but I like a lot of stuff kosher. But just sea salt is good. You mix in water as hot as you can stand it, only because it melts the salt faster. And then you get into the tub or the shower, and you can soak yourself down or scrub down first, as long as you just doing whatever ritual whatever prayer, invocation, whatever. See yourself in light, and then just rinse yourself down. You go over from the face, you go from the head, the back of the neck, shoulders, hit all the portals. And
And you
then,
also just ask for anything that's negative that's attached to you, that's not
yes,
of your higher self, to
I
be
was
cleared.
I was gonna come to that. Yes. And this is what
Very,
this yes, I was gonna come. Very good. And so this will free you of whatever trash you picked up when you were out. I shouldn't say trash. They're beings. They're not just on a good enough vibration for me. So after that, you stand and you do that, and then you rinse yourself off because you don't want salt water will wrinkle up your skin. So you want to rinse all of it off, and then go
and
ahead
add
and
essential oils or some kind of
and
carrier that moisturizes. So
yes, that was right. Yeah, good, good. Okay. Um, what I do also is I put salt into. I like the liquid soap, and so I'll mix the liquid soap with the salt, and do a scrub down with myself with the salt and the liquid soap, and then I'll do whatever I'm gonna do, and then I rinse it off. Uh,
let me tell you
in
something. My daughter got me for a gift here recently. It was, Lush, the store that sells all the it's a chain that sells all natural made soaps and shampoos and anyways, all natural ingredients. But she bought me a bottle of liquid soap, and it's called Beautiful. And I have to tell you, it's gold. It's got myrrh in it.
mm, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. When you were talking about your
It
daughter,
smells scent.
it came to me that she should if she wants to, she doesn't have to. This is what came to me when we were discussing uh, what she's going through now. If she would like, she can wear some. Sharon, get it out. Wear some frankincense and myrrh. I don't know if that's something that she would even consider doing, but Spirit kept saying, "Tell her to wear some frankincense and myrrh." And like to me, I throw frankincense and myrrh in my bed. And when
Yeah,
the
I burn both
incline,
of them.
yeah, I sleep with it. Like when I get the inclination or whatever, a little, and I have these little uh bags, the little sheer bags, and I put some in it. I might carry it in my purse or whatever. Um, it's it's resins. I know it's resins, but it has an ability to draw a very high frequency of energy. It's two of the essences that were used in the incense and the oils that Aaron had to put together when they were building the temple. The uh, I, if you're familiar with like what is it, the Moses thing, and Moses and Aaron put together this, that, and the other. And by the way, the breastplate that Aaron wore for the temple was all of those uh, gemstones I mentioned, plus a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this was and he, you could only wear it inside the temple because the I think everybody knows by now the Ark of the Covenant was a receiver or transmitter.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something that he had to wear, and the oils that was created, it was came with cinnamon, and that's another thing. When you burn frankincense and myrrh, if you burn it, bring a little cinnamon on there, a little cloves. That was all a part. That was a part of the formula that was used to make the incense. You can find most of the formula in Exodus. I think it's 11th chapter, 33rd verse. Because I used to make my own, and I had a supplier out in Cali that I would get my supplies from. I would make my own. It's cheaper to buy it, but it doesn't smell the same when you buy it already made. This will clear out everything. I don't suggest it to people usually because in scripture it tells you, oh, you can't, unless you're in the temple, you can't use it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can. Um, it will, I
If you do
mean,
frankincense and myrrh, and if you have cinnamon and clove essential oil, can you have that going all four at the same time?
yes, yes, you can.
Thank you for that. Thank you
You're
for that. I
welcome.
did not know that.
No, no, it's, um, I will empty my brain at some point, but I've got so much unessential information hanging in here. Oh gosh. But yeah, they are part of the ingredients for both the incense and for the oil. Now, the only difference is the spikenard, which is in the oil, but not in the incense. Spikenard is grown, well, they grow it here in this country, but if you can get it from a supplier that can get it from India or Africa, oh my God, the difference is overwhelming. It is expensive. As oil
What
goes,
is the name of
I
that?
think the last bottle of spikenard I bought cost me something like $60. And I'm thinking I'm getting a great big, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And but it was supposed to be directly from India. Okay, so sandalwood is very expensive, but it's not as
I was
expensive.
gonna say, but
Yeah, it's
I just
yeah,
can
it's
tell
not as
you,
expensive. Yeah.
India, because my husband does a lot of traveling, that there's a ban on pure sandalwood coming out of India. Yes,
Whoa.
because yeah, because that's why it's gotten so expensive. They're burned in like every temple here
Yeah.
now of
Oh,
it. I guess we're
the
taking the oil
smell,
and trying to get it out.
the smell of uh sandalwood burning, just the sandalwood, not processed into incense. There is nothing like it. And
Yeah, I can
it
imagine.
raises the frequency, raises the vibrational frequency. I mean, you go immediately into meditation. You can't help it, And so these are tools. I don't usually talk about the incense of the temple because I don't know, it came up, but the I did get the message. Tell her to carry some frankincense and myrrh, or to maybe I saw the
She
resin.
also
But maybe the oil is better for her. That will help. It's one of the things I do when I get up in the morning is I anoint myself with frankincense and myrrh oils, and I have a clary seed. I've got a little tray by my bed with it must look like there's 100 bottles, but some of them are duplicates. And so because that I have my bed
today, as a
tray
matter
in
of
the
fact, in the
bed.
mail.
Yeah. Huh?
Just got some more in the mail too because I did not have jasmine.
Oh
That's
gosh.
another one. It's
That
very
oh,
expensive, but I
oh
did get the blended, concentration that
yeah.
I can use. Um,
I forget which chakra that opens right now, but when in Reiki, the jasmine is used in assisting with the attunement of the chakras. Uh, Rose oil
yeah.
is has a very high frequency, also very expensive, but that helps, that assists in the opening of the chakras. And so it's these are tools. These are all spiritual tools. Don't worry, you'll get a
Okay.
copy. You'll get a copy of the book because I'm trying to finish up the book on spiritual tools. You'll get a copy.
No, it was patchouli that came. Patchouli, I think, that came in the
Oh,
mail today. That's divine feminine. So
yes. And
it's
what I love
attributed to.
about patchouli is everything you mix it with enhances the fragrance. No matter what it is, it can be awful. I used to use patchouli with Fendi. They don't make Fendi anymore. Oh my God, people would follow me around in the store. You
Uh-huh.
put a couple of drops of it with the rose oil and go into meditation. Oh my goodness. And see,
My daughter. I'm sorry, my daughter and I went to an apothecary. It was a French couple that just moved here, and they opened a store, and they had the most wonderful blends. They do the oils, soaps, soy candles with the wooden stick.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we went in there, and my daughter says, she goes, what scent do you like? And she went around and she's smelling the coffee, and then she'd go to each one. And the one that attracted her, she went right to it, was neroli.
Mm. Oh,
Picking up
I haven't used
that
that one
one,
in years.
angels, and I thought it was interesting because she has a
Yeah.
real connection to the angelic realm, and that she was attracted to that one, and she didn't even know what it was.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are very uh good at assisting in opening up the portals, the different portals in our light body, our spiritual body, our astral body. Um and this is why, yeah, staying out of, where there's just a bunch of people, what is it? Chaos. Staying out of the chaos right now. If you're very sensitive and you're opening up, and if you're lucky enough to work from home, that's a good thing. If not, just remember to clear yourself and cut your cords, and carry your oils or wear your oils. The most contact I get is that, oh, you smell so good. You smell like incense. And I'm like, oh, booyah. That's what I need to hear. But these fragrances will assist you in protecting your auric field. Illnesses come from outside of the auric field. We're taught that illnesses come from within. No, they don't. They come from the outside. And if you're into seeing chakras or seeing the auric field, the aura, it's easy enough to do. Anybody can do it. It's no big deal. But if you see a spot or a darkness coming into somebody's aura, that person more than likely was depressed or really down. They've got some self-evaluation challenges, self-value challenges. And so they've got a little opening there. And that illness or disease or whatever is making its way through because it sees an opening. The door is open. It's going to come and if the person doesn't work on themselves, it will make them sick. Now,
Yeah,
that's different from ascension uh, uh, challenges. That's a little bit different from ascension challenges. But
yeah, yeah.
ascension challenges is
Well,
like a clearing of the toxins. It is
yeah,
after 9 o'clock. You got any
yeah,
more
we better
questions?
wrap it up.
Okay.
That's it. I appreciate um, that blend though. I'll try that because I have all of it. The cinnamon and cloves with the frankincense and myrrh.
Uh, Cassia, which is a form of cinnamon that's taken from the bark. And then there's another one. There's two. The cinnamon gives off two, I think three different levels of frequency or energy. When I first started meditating, I used to use cinnamon extract on my third eye. You talk about going into other realms and astral travel. Oh my God, because it burns. Okay, the cinnamon extract burns. The cassia, I believe the cassia, very sharp, tingly sensation. Um, what else is in it? Go to if you got a Bible handy, get to Exodus, and I'm thinking 11th chapter. I don't remember Exodus being that long. 11th chapter, 33rd verse. Then they give you the breakdown of all the different oils that went in, and uh, how to pulverize the powders to make the incense. And like I said, I've made my own incense before. If you put together the cinnamon, the cloves, and the frankincense and myrrh, you've just made yourself an incense. Okay?
Mm,
So it
thank
is
you.
it is a pleasure as always. I am going to sign off. Um,
Okay.
let's see. Mm, I'm going to do the and the bowl again. I love to do that. Yeah. But God bless you and keep you, my dear.
You
I
too.
s-
Thank you so much.
oh,
Namaste. Thank you for the
you're so welcome. I
holding
alerted the
you and
I alerted the usual crowd, but you're the only one that made it. But there's some
yeah,
other
I think
things coming up.
I
Mhm.
missed Robert the other night. Did he come on?
He didn't come on. I don't know what happened with my email. Did you get my link?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I had at least one person who said that they didn't get the link, and so I was curious. Maybe
Great.
it
So,
was maybe it was my wonderful system again. Okay,
mhm.
so that's okay. That's all right. Um,
Next time.
those who are going to
It's
hear
meant
it,
to come on. No, come on.
those who are going to hear, listen. Those who need it will hear it. Those who don't
Mm-hmm.
won't. So
You're
I'm
right.
going. Yeah. So I bless every single soul within the continuum because we are one within
Mm.
the omniverse. We are together as one through this period of shift. I hold you and every single one in the light of divine love. And so it is. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste. I am, we are, and good night.
Okay. Good night, Sharon.
Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Oh my gosh. I love my life.